Tianhua debates. My name is Nils, and this is Dave. We'll be your host for today's debate.
Debate? What's a debate, Nils?
I'll tell you, Dave. A debate is a form of discussion or argument which is put in a very formal way, with 4 very distinct steps. Alright, so first step is the introduction. Each team will present an introduction with justification for why they think their stance is correct in the question. Second part is the arguments, where each team presents arguments for why their stance is the right one. Third step is questions. All right? Each team will be given opportunity to ask the other team questions on the topic, and each team will of course be given the opportunity to answer. Yes. Last step, the fourth and maybe the most important step, is the conclusion. All right? So each team will sum up their arguments, their introduction in one last speech, and often debates are decided at this point.
Okay, well, thank you, Nils. Excellent. So that's 4 parts to a debate. We begin with an introduction for both sides. Step 2 is arguments. Okay, both sides present their case. Step 3 is to ask questions of one another and be critical of the other team's argument. And finally, a conclusion where we sum up all that has gone before. But Nils, there's still one more question. What is today's topic?
Today's topic is a very interesting one, Dave, and it's, are English schools better than Chinese schools?
Yeah! Well, it seems like we've got a lot of opinions today, Nils. I think we should get started.
I think we should. So, England will start off with their introduction, followed by China's.
In England, children go to primary school from ages 4 to 11. School begins early for English children so they develop social skills at a young age. It would seem that social skills are given much more importance in England than China because much more time is dedicated toward it. Through longer period of playtime and small class size of just 13 children students are allowed to form close friendships with one another. School days are shorter in England, starting at 9 o'clock and finish at 3:30. Although there is no rest period after lunch, students may sleep when they leave school for the day, but when they're inside the guests, they're expected to learn, and stopping to rest halfway through is not considered acceptable. Little is expected of children outside of school, other than to enjoy their childhood and pursue their own interests. Many children play sport and musical instruments or go to dance lessons, but these are private decisions and have no relation to any school activities. In comparison to China, homework is seldom given. Behind this practice lies the premise that a child's formative years are to be enjoyed their interests. Both in and out of school should be allowed to flourish naturally.
In China, children attend primary school from age 6 to 12. However, starting school at a later age is not a disadvantage because hard work begins early in the Chinese schools. So, an extra 2 years of freedom is a good thing for children. With classes of over 50 children, competition to notice is fierce of Chinese children. Therefore, they quickly develop a hardworking attitude regardless of ability, which is only a good thing in the long run. Chinese teachers are highly specialized. Each class has a different teacher for different subjects, providing students with many chances to quiz teachers and show their abilities. Shorter lessons with small allow for concentrating, learning quiz and ensure efficiency. Short learning starts with morning exercise and the rest lunchtime means students should always be energetic and and read to learn without being overly exhausted. Short lessons of subjects including second language from age 6 by studying English so early, students will learn quicker and greater in their lives. Work does not end yet, however, the homework is given daily to all students. The subject's matter may vary, but the content remains the same. Hard work brings success, and success is everything.
Well, Nils, it seems like our debaters have a lot they want to talk about today.
Indeed, Dave, but this is only the beginning, and it's time for our arguments. Again, England will start and China will counter.
Okay, let's go.
In England, each class has one teacher for the whole year. This one teacher teaches English, math, PE, art, science, music, and so on. The music teacher gets to know each and every student and can adapt style to suit each child. Also, with just one teacher to taught you, it is easier for parents to communicate with school if there is a problem with a child. Put simply, having one teacher is easier and better.
In China, each class has one teacher for each subject. This means the teacher had a lot of knowledge about their subject, and so students have a better teachers for lessons. Having different teachers, it means children get used lots of teacher style and different people. This is good for them, as they must learn to adapt to different people and still suited. Specialist teacher means better teachers.
In England, the classes are limited to 30 students. The small classes makes it easier to control for the teacher and also gives each student a decent amount of the teacher attention. Smaller classes makes it easier to follow up each student individually and gives appropriate feedback in due time. In brief, having a small enough class with calm students is essential for creating an effective learning environment.
In China, there are bigger classes. It makes it easier for each student to find people. They go where with and can be friends. Socializing is a big part of school life, and being able to get along with a big group is important. Also, having more people in class makes more ideas and inputs during class. A big class is important to get the diversity needed for stimulating learning environment.
Homework is only given to older children in England because teachers do not want to give too much work to the youngest. This gives children more time to develop through play or to learn long academic skills such as sports, art, or music. This policy allows children to become well-rounded individuals who aren't focused only on schoolwork and have another interest.
Homework is given to all children on a daily basis in China from more than one subject. The simple principle behind this is that the more work a child does, the more they learn and so the smarter they become. Given the purpose of school is to make students learn so they gain more knowledge, China's homework policies makes much more sense than England.
Exercise is encouraged in England, but not demanded. There is only one PE lesson a week in the timetable, but there are lots of chances outside of school to take part in sports. In addition, longer break time during school allows children play freely and be active for 1 hour each day. By giving children more choice over what exercise they do, they enjoy it more and so do it more, which is better in the long run.
Chinese children must do exercises twice each day. There are exercises to protect their eyes and general exercises to keep them fit and healthy. These exercises are designed to keep Chinese children healthy, and they walk. Chinese children are not fat. There are lots of small breaks between the class, which means Chinese children are always active, unlike Western children who are often sat or their bottom.
Okay, well, it seems like we've got a lot of compelling arguments, Nils, but not a lot of agreement.
I agree. All right, I agree, and I think it's time to open for questions. England, maybe? Do you have any?
Given that students only learn the basics at primary school level, is it really necessary to have specialized teachers for each subject?
Yes, because specialists understand the basics better too. They find they're better at teaching them. It's easier to teach facts when you have deeper understanding of the processes.
If you only have one teacher, aren't they least knowledgeable about each subject they teach? At primary school level, the subjects taught are general knowledge that is expected to be known by everyone. Therefore, there is no need to specialize in a subject to teach it at this level. By forcing children to do exercise each day, to making physical activities less fun and therefore demotivating children from doing sports later on.
Okay, thank you for your question. The daily exercises in Chinese school are specific for health and fitness, not just for sport and recreation. Children therefore learn how to best combine the two in an effective way.
Children, teenagers, and adults are getting fatter in England. Children's schools try to encourage good habits amongst children by doing more exercise.
Encouraging is not the same as forcing. Having regular exercise with focus on making it fun is much more useful in the long run as kids will be encouraged to continue even when school is no longer to forcing them. Burdens on the homework is repetitive and make learning boring and uninteresting for students. The homework is given in different subjects and on different topics, so it's not repetitive. Practice makes perfect, and homework are necessary for practicing.
By not giving homework, I'm to teaching students that it's okay not to work hard and do your best.
In England, we believe that there are other cells of child life than schoolwork, and that these things are as important as education for young kids.
We have a saying in England, too many chefs spoil the broth. Wouldn't you agree that 15 children, each with different ideas and opinions, does more bad than good?
The more ideas and opinions, the better it is for making sure it is. Because every child will have a different idea, so a larger number is needed to get enough input. Even 30 children too many for a teacher to adapt for each one, but not enough to have diverse opinions in discussion. In our perfect world, each student would have a teacher for themselves, and they would have a discussion, larger group discussion only when needed. This is impossible because there's not enough teachers, so 13 kids in each class is the best option we have. Heavy school days stretching from 8 to 5 followed by hours of homework. Isn't that effectively robbing the children of their childhood?
No, we feel that school is the most important part of your childhood, as it is the main institution that grounds you for the rest of your life. Chinese school includes everything one needs in addition to academic knowledge, music education, exercise, and socializing.
By leaving such a big part of children's formative years up to the individual kid and the parents, aren't you also leaving a big room for mistakes and wrong decisions to be made? We have no intentions of creating a common billet system. All students are molded into the same thing. Individual freedom and variations are important to create unique individuals that will form a varied society.
Given that you have very long fun of time, wouldn't you say that you're making a school day unnecessarily long for Chinese children and that's cutting down school?
The night time is there so that the children are as rested and ready for learning in the afternoon as in the morning. Rest is an important part of our recipe for optimal learning.
All right. Yes, so both teams have been given the opportunity to pose questions, and I would say both teams have given excellent questions.
Yeah, it's both sides have presented their arguments well, both sides have answered all criticisms leveled at them, but yet neither side has dominated, and I think it can still be won or lost by either team.
I agree. I think it's time for our conclusions. England will start off before China wraps it up.
This debate asks the question, are English schools better than Chinese schools? The answer is yes. First, English schools provide students with a greater all-round education. This is because English teaching focuses on practice and ability, while in China, students mainly learn theory or knowledge from books. Second, English schools pay close attention to each child. There are not many students in each class, and each class is in the charge of just one teacher. So, the teacher may know every student very well, and each child can be given personal assistance. It is totally different in China. Class sizes are larger. Different teachers teach different subjects, and teachers are always changing from year to year. So, students may easily slip through the cracks in the Chinese schools. Finally, students in England have less homework and exercises. They are free to take up interests and hobbies. So, they will enjoy their lessons as well as activities in which they take part. But in China, students are forced to do large amounts of homework. There are endless examinations. So, students often feel tired or uninterested in or out of school. In one word, the purpose of teaching is clear in England, but in China, we're in the wrong direction. So, from introduction, argument, question, until conclusion, all debaters and audience may clearly know that it's English schools better than Chinese schools. Now, what can you say?
Sorry, Chris. My friend, don't believe her, because that is wrong. Chinese education and English education is different, so please listen to me and to think why Chinese schools better than English schools. Education is about learning and gaining knowledge. The best way to do that is through hard work and practice. Chinese schools demand these things from its students. Children are in schools because they haven't learned enough yet to make their own choices. Chinese schools are active places that keep students' minds and bodies fit and healthy. If children can use this from a young age, they form habits that last for a lifetime and will see them succeed in the future. China does the best it can by students. It provides specialist teachers, keeps class size to the minimum possible given our population, and instills in children a good work ethic. English schools seem to take risks with their children by giving them choice from an early age. This is why they have fat kids and underperforming students. China does not take such chances. Thanks.
Well, I think there is one thing we can all agree on today, and that is both sides have been fantastic. So how about one more round of applause?
I still do have one question though, and that is, are English schools better than Chinese schools?
Okay, we know what you guys think, okay? We've heard about it. We've been listening for half an hour. But what does our audience think? Would anybody like to offer their opinion? Dan.
Okay, firstly, you all did a really good job, so well done. I think both schools have good and bad points. And obviously I went to school in England, so I think English schools are better. But I'm a little bit biased.
All right, we would like a parent to say something maybe. Any volunteer? All right, very good.
My name is Luke Hu, and my motto is that girl, Yu Tong Hu. So I'm very glad to attend such a very good presentation. I think both sides have given us a fantastic, wonderful performance. Thank you, all the kids, all the students. And in my opinion, I think both Chinese schools, English schools and Chinese schools have their own merit. But we can communicate. We can, both schools have their own shortcomings. That's my conclusion. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay, thank you. But we still need some sort of vote, I think, Nils.
Yeah, we're going to try with the world famous clapometer, all right? So I'm going to ask you the question again, and you will make some noise if you agree with the statement, all right? So
Nils will say, we believe that English schools are better. If you agree, make some noise, okay? Oh, not now. 1 second. Nils?
English schools are better than Chinese schools.
Okay, not bad, not bad. But how about, we believe Chinese schools are better than English schools. Okay, well, I'm in charge, and I say it's a tie. Okay, I think rather than one winner today, we have 2 winners and no losers. I think I'm English, if you can't tell. And I was brought up in an English education system, and now I'm here at Tianhua teaching. So I have experienced both English schools and Chinese schools. And I agree with the gentleman here. Both systems have merits, but both have drawbacks. In my opinion, English schools do have a better balance in their education. They provide a greater focus on practical learning, whereas I think sometimes China prevents their children from thinking creatively and outside of the box. Despite this, there are some excellent characteristics of Chinese schools. I love the hard work ethic that is instilled in these children from a very young age. The competition here is fierce. The kids all want to do their best. They just work so very hard to be the best that they can be and to maximise their potential. In my opinion, England lacks that a little bit, and it's to our detriment. But ultimately, I hope, that in the future, both countries can continue to cooperate to each other's mutual benefit. And that's my conclusion. Thank you very much.
And on that note, I think we'll wrap this debate up and we'll just finish with one last round of applause.
Thank you very much for coming. Okay, now we're done. I don't know what to do now. Hello.